downstairs in the corner of the basement of the house having a block down the street from Jerry's bake shop. You know the place. Well, anyway, back then life was going swell and everything was just peachy. Except, of course, for the undeniable fact that every single morning, my mother used to make me a big old bowl of sauerkraut for breakfast. A big bowl of sauerkraut. Every single morning. It was driving me crazy. I said to my mom, I said, "Hey, Mom, what's up with all the sauerkraut?" And she leaned right down next to me and she said, "It's good for you." Then she tied me to the wall, stuck a funnel in my mouth, and force-fed me nothing but sauerkraut until I was 26 and a half years old. I swore someday I'd get out of that basement, I'd travel to a magical faraway place where the sun is always shining and the air smells like warm root beer and the towels are oh so fluffy, where the Shriners and the lepers play their ukuleles all day long and you went on the street will gladly shave your back for a nickel. Waka waka doo doo yeah. Well, let me tell you people, it wasn't long before my dream came true. You see, a local radio station was having a contest to see who could correctly guess the number of molecules in Leonard Nimoy's butter. I was off by 3, but I still won the grand prize. That's right, a first-class one-way ticket to Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I'd never been on a real airplane before. And I gotta tell you, it was really something. Except I had to sit between 2 large Albanian women with excruciatingly severe body odor. The flight attendants ran out of salted peanuts and Dr. Pepper. The in-flight movie was Biodome with Pauly Shore. And oh yeah, 3 of the airplane engines burned out. We went to a tailspin and we crashed into a hillside. The plane exploded in a giant fireball and everybody died. Except for me. You know why? Because I had my tray table up and my seat back in a full upright position. So I crawled through the twisting, burning wreckage. I crawled on my hands and knees for 3 full days, dragging along my big leather suitcase and my garment bag and my tenor saxophone, my 12-pound bowling ball, my lucky autographed glow-in-the-dark snorkel. When finally I arrived at the world-famous Albuquerque Holiday Inn, where the towels are oh so fluffy, and you can eat your soup right out of the ashtrays if you want them. It's okay, they're clean. So I checked into my room and I turned down the AC and I turned on the SpectraVision and I was just about to eat that little chocolatey mint on my pillow that I love so very, very much, when suddenly there's a knock on the door. I say, "Who is it?" No answer. "Who is it?" There's no answer. "Who is it?" They're not saying anything. So finally I go over and I open the door and just as I expected, it's a big fat hermaphrodite with a flock of seagulls, haircut, and only 1 nostril. Man, I hate him anyway. So anyway, he bursts into my room and he grabs my lucky snorkel and I'm like, "You can't have that. That snorkel's been just like a snorkel to me." And he's like, "Tough." And I'm like, "Give it." And he's like, "Make me." And I'm like, "Okay." So he grabbed my leg and I grabbed his esophagus and he chewed off my eyebrows and I spit out.
Hey Greg, I'm gonna sit here.
Took out my appendix and then I gave him a colonic irrigation. Yes, indeed, you better believe it. And somehow in the middle of it all, the phone got knocked off the hook. And 20 seconds later, I heard a familiar voice. You know what it said? I'll tell you what it said. It said, if you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again. If you need help, hang up and then dial the operator. That's just the way things are in Albuquerque. Well, to make this very long story short, he got away with my snorkel. But I decided that right then and there that I would not rest, I would not sleep for an instant until the 1 nostril man was brought to justice. But first I decided to go buy some donuts, go to the donut shop. So I traveled down to the donut shop, I walk up to the guy behind the counter and he says, "Yeah, what do you want?" I said, "You got any jelly donuts?" He said, "Nah, we're out of jelly donuts." I said, "You got any cream-filled donuts?" He said, "No, we're out of cream-filled donuts." I said, "You got any cinnamon rolls?" He said, "No, we're out of cinnamon rolls." I said, "You got any apple fritters?" He says, "No, we're out of apple fritters." I said, "You got any bear claws?" He said, "Wait a minute, I'll go check." "No, we're out of bear claws." Well, in that case, what do you have? He says, "All I've got right now is this box of 12 starving, crazed weasels." I said, "Yeah, okay, I'll take that." So he hands me the box and I open up the lid and the weasels jump out and they immediately latch onto my face and start biting me all over. They were going nuts. They were tearing me apart. And somehow in the middle of it all, a little ditty started going through my head. It went a little something like this. "Ah, get him off me, get him off me! Ah!" And I ran out in the street with these flesh-eating weasels all over my face, just running like a constipated wiener dog. And as luck would have it, that's exactly when I ran into the girl of my dreams. Her name was Zelda. She was a calligraphy enthusiast with hair the color of strained peaches. It was love at first sight. I'll never forget the first thing she said to me. She said, "Hey, you got weasels on your face." Then I knew it was true love. We were inseparable after that. We ate together, we bathed together. We even shared the same piece of mint-flavored dental floss. The world was our burrito. Then one fateful night, she looked over and she said, "Sweetie Pumpkin, would you like to join the Colombian Record Club?" And I said, "Whoa, hold on now, baby. I'm not ready for that kind of commitment." So we broke up and I never saw her again, but that's just the way things go in Albuquerque. Things really started looking up for me after that. I finally achieved my lifelong dream. I got a part-time job at the Sizzler. I even made Employee of the Month after I put out that grease fire with my face. I was starting to get a lot of attitude. They were starting to get jealous of me after that. Like this one time, I saw this guy, Mark, trying to carry a big old sofa up the stairs by himself. And I say to him, I said, "Hey, you want me to help you with that?" And he goes, "Nah, I want you to cut off my arms and legs with a chainsaw." So I did. And he's getting all indignant on me. And he's like, "Hey man, I was just being sarcastic." And I was like, "How was I supposed to know that? I'm not a mind reader for crying out loud." Hey, that reminds me of another cute little anecdote. This guy comes up to me on the street and says he hasn't had a bite in 3 full days. Well, I knew what he meant, but just to be funny, I took a big bite out of his jugular vein. And he's yelling and screaming and bleeding all over, and I'm like, "Hey man, don't you get it?" And he's keep rolling around the sidewalk bleeding and screaming. Ah! Lost my train of thought. I think I'll have to start all over again. Way back when I was just a little bitty boy living in a box under the stairs in the corner of the basement of the house, I was walking down the street with Jerry's bake shop. You know the place. Well, anyway, back then life was going swell and everything was just peachy. Except, of course, for the undeniable fact that every single morning, my mother used to make me a big old bowl of sauerkraut. Oh, that's what it was. The whole point I've been trying to make this entire time is I hate sauerkraut. That's all I've really been trying to say.